Hello, M&Ms. Welcome to our channel where you learn everything chemistry. Today, we will be focusing on how to find and calculate limiting reactants. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
The limiting reactant is a substance that is completely consumed during a chemical reaction. It's because of this reactant that the amount of product is limited because there's no more of that reactant to continue the process. When solving for the limiting reactant, we are solving for how much of that product can be produced.
It's important to know what your limiting reactant is because we should always be aware of the exact amount of product that can be produced in the given reaction. Let's take this into perspective from our everyday lives. Let's say you're throwing a summer barbecue party and you're making hot dogs for the guests. You have 15 invitees, 20 buns, 15 sausages, and 20 packets of ketchup. Each hot dog requires 1 packet of ketchup, 1 bun, and 1 sausage. What is going to limit the amount of hot dogs you can prepare for the party? The sausages are going to run out first because only 15 complete hot dogs can be made. This is important for you to know because you now realize that you need to buy more sausages to prepare enough hot dogs for everyone in the party, and you obviously want to be a good host.
So with that in mind, let's try to do an example problem. How many grams of zinc chloride will be produced from 7 grams of zinc and 8 grams of copper chloride? Let's break this down into simpler steps by using dimensional analysis. The reactants in this reaction are zinc and copper chloride, so we know that the product should be a rearrangement of the reactants. First, we will calculate how many grams of zinc chloride can be produced from 7 grams of zinc by starting with 7 grams of zinc and multiplying 1 mole of zinc by its overall mass. Multiply this with the ratio of zinc used to make zinc chloride, which is a 1-to-1 ratio. Then multiply this with the overall mass of zinc chloride to solve for the total amount of grams, which comes out to be 14.59 grams.
Now repeat the same steps for copper chloride. First, calculate how many grams of zinc chloride can be produced from 8 grams of copper chloride by starting with 8 grams of copper chloride and multiplying 1 mole of copper chloride by its overall mass. Multiply this with the ratio of copper chloride used to make zinc chloride, which is also a 1-to-1 ratio. Then multiply this with the overall mass of zinc chloride to solve for the total amount of grams, which comes out to be 8.11 grams.
Which answer is lower, 8.11 grams? This means that copper chloride is the limiting reactant because it produces a meager amount of 8.11 grams of zinc chloride compared to 14.59 grams of zinc chloride produced by zinc, which means that copper chloride will run out before zinc in this specific reaction. Notice how even though there was more copper chloride being used compared to zinc, copper chloride was still the limiting reactant because the limiter is not determined by how many grams of that substance you have initially, but how much product can be produced after the reaction.
Also note that we solve for how much of the product zinc chloride is created because that's what the question asks for. But know that if not specified, it doesn't matter which product you solve for as long as both reactants are being calculated for the same product.
There you have it, M&Ms. You know how to find the limiting reactant.
So next time you're stuck on a problem with limited time, you'll know how to react.